Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick tour of my garden here now that we are coming to the end of May and the garden is finally waking up and starting to look like a garden, something I am thoroughly enjoying. I don't know about you guys, but when I wake up in the morning, I love to just come out, listen to the birds and the squirrels and just take in the sights and sounds of summer's coming. You know what I mean? So hope you guys enjoy the video and have a great day. You should see these little babies. Today's garden tour. We are rounding the end of May, finally starting to see some beautiful progress in the garden. So I have my lace cap hydrangea. She is getting nice and full. Small pest problem, but I've been taking care of that. These little, I think they're little like moths. What they do is they will put two leaves together to lay their eggs. They're not harmful for an overall plant health, but obviously they can take away from the ability of the plant to bloom. So I try to check it every morning, and all I simply do, depending on how severe it is, I'll either pinch off the leaf set or I'll open it up so that it exposes the baby eggs and stuff to light, and so that has been seemingly to work well this year. We're probably, hard to tell, I might need to put a little bit of iron on this. It doesn't get super green, it's more of a chartreusey green. So my lace cap, and then I have the lilies are going to town. These are those orange daylilies. They're pretty hardy. I don't know that they're my favorite, but I got them from my neighbor and I'm probably going to move them out soon. But they did well for the moment there. I might put them somewhere else to fill in a spot. And then we come over here. We have our lavender, which again, I started this from seed several years ago. I gave it a big chop this year. It smells divine this morning. And then I have put in some annuals. I have some petunia. This is a poppy coming back. I have, I think this is a viola. And can you see that? I know the sun is so bright this morning. This is a lobelia, so I have lined the whole bed with lobelia and spotted in some petunias. I've done a lot of seeds in this bed, so there's a lot of things I have to kind of let grow so I know if it's going to actually be a plant I want or not. So weeding the bed's a little difficult right now because I don't know what is a seedling and what is a weed. Things that I'm identifying as weeds, which I know that are there, dandelions and whatnot, I am pulling them. But tulips are almost done for the season. I need to add more of them and more daffodils in here. I have iris in here that I got from my neighbor. I dotted it around, but now that I'm kind of starting to see what it does in its, settled habitat, I'll probably move it around a little bit more. Like this right here will probably get moved back. It's a little bit big for the front of the bed, but I'm excited to see the iris this year. I'm also really excited. Let me see if I can show you guys. Look at my poppies. They definitely didn't bloom last year, but they're definitely blooming or gonna bloom. At least 2 of the 3 plants are showing bloom stalks, so that's awesome. Candy Tuft is looking good. I learned don't cut that back, leave it alone. Took it a year to bounce back, but it's doing great. My sedums are starting to fill in the area. I had a Cheyenne Spirit or a Rudbeckia, something right here. It's got moved over and it's doing well. So we'll see what kind of crowds in, but again, you can see all my little seedlings that I've put in here. So like this guy right here is a weed, so I got to pull him, But then there's other things that I'm not sure if they're weeds, so I have to kind of keep track of that. My phlox smells amazing. The iris are getting ready to bloom. My rose, she had some growth and then we got a cold snap, so we'll see if she fills in this year. She's definitely trying. You can see at the bottom there's definitely the give to try. This side has a little bit more growth on it, so I said this would be the year. She's got to show me she's worth sticking around for, otherwise I'm pulling her out. These are my daisies from last year. They are just so big and full. I'm not worried I put too many here. I think I put 3 plants, but I'm excited to see what they do. Again, they're pretty close to the border, but I'm thinking if I like that cottage look, I don't mind bushy plants closer to the border. It's gonna make it super full. I only have 2 alliums in this bed, so you can see one right there and one over there. I did throw some seedlings in here, so I don't know if they're gonna come up or not. We'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, I need to get some more because 2 little sad alliums in here is kind of not much. And this is kind of my bare spot on my bed. So I thought I lost my hibiscus. Happy to report there are new shoots coming up. So she's got life. All in the back here, I have planted a lot of gladiolus, so I'm excited to see that come up. I have also a hollyhock in the back over here, and I spread more hollyhock seed on this side and on this side, so to kind of come up and fill in, so we'll see. I don't think I put any in there because I know I have gladiolus coming up. I have put in petunias and dianthus and aster, so there's a ton of babies in here, and I'm excited to see what all the little things shooting up are. So like this right here, they're the way they're positioned, it's got to be a seed. I don't know what seed I put there, so we'll find out. Maybe it self-seeded itself previously, like my violas and my cosmos did. These are actually dianthus that made it. I started them from seed last year, assumed they were annual, and they made it through. Most of them made it through the winter. And by the way, guys, look at this cute guy here. Isn't she adorable? She's blooming just one purple bloom. She doesn't know what color she wants to be, but gosh, is she pretty. And then I have coreopsis, and I have my salvia, what's left of my tulips, again, lobelia and petunia and viola all dotted through here. And then I did put some asters back here, so we'll see how tall they get. And again, some hollyhock, so we'll see if anything goes. So what I like about this bed a few years in is there's a lot more perennial, and I'm happy to say that some of the perennials come from seed. It takes a little bit longer, but it's cheaper, and you know, you grew it yourself, which is awesome. But I'm hoping the rose will just take off in this coming warm weather and show me she deserves to stay, because I put these up here and it's not very much impact when there's nothing growing on the house. This is entering the backyard, guys. I don't normally give you this view, but I am in kind of a slight construction zone. You have seen, I have a video of taking down a lean-to. This is the shed that was over here, and we rolled it up and put it here. This is its new position. I just did not video that. I'm sorry about that. And this is the extra wood we pulled from the lean-to that is usable, so I'm going to be taking care of that. But coming over, isn't this just a beautiful view in the morning? It's like a park, and I just love it. So when everything's finally cleaned up, it's going to be so refreshing. Oh, hold on, I think I heard somebody. I did. They're my boys. You've got our orange boy, Ringo, and our black and white cowboy named Apollo. Hi, guys. catio we made a few years ago. So this year I went a little different with my potted plants. I don't think my recipe last year was very successful for the pots. It just wasn't really sized right. So this year I'm putting, the big pots all have dahlia in them. I don't know the color variety. I didn't label them well, but they did so well for my friend in pot. And I think it's because the soil stays much warmer, because it's not, you know, I may have to water them more, but hopefully I'm going to have giant dahlias this year. And then in this one I have, they're a double petunia. I forget what colors these ones are. And then I've got them flanked with the lobelia. So this should drape over and then just fill in the middle, something nice and easy. I'm excited to see how that comes. And then if these are as pretty as I'm hoping, I'll definitely be saving seeds so that I have more seeds, because there wasn't very many seeds in the packet. So I'll definitely want that. In this garden, we have all my little viola that I saved out of my patio, and again, a ton of sprinkled seed. The one that was surprising to me that came up, see all those little speckles? That's all cosmos that self-seeded itself from last year. So I've been pricking out all this excess and putting it over there in my wildflower patch. But I got more. So as it gets bigger, I just keep pricking them out, because I've got so much seed in here. I'm not really worried about cosmos, especially if they're too close to the front of the border. But don't these spirea look so good? Oh, they're so pretty. And these pink tulips flanking that yellow and the green. Tell me that's not just a gorgeous sight. So pretty. So I've got more tulips, or I'm going to want to put more tulips and daffodils in here. I've got a ton of allium in here that I did last year, so hopefully that's going to look really good. I have some delphinium, and I have my friend Birch Salt gave me this foxglove last year. Hers bloomed, mine didn't, so I'm hoping this one will bloom this year. My rose I had to cut back a little bit, but she's flushing out nicely. And some iris and lily. Again, I planted it more or less without plan, so I might move them around a bit, but we'll just kind of see how the bed fills in. If everything gets kind of really lush, then hey, I'll keep them there. If it looks kind of unbalanced like it does right now, then I will move it. I have some thyme down here, some petunias again spotted all over the place. This is another dianthus that made it through the winter. There's another dianthus that made it through the winter. Bearded tongue. My creeping phlox are looking good. I'm hoping my viburnum, now that that shed is gone, gets enough sun to bloom, because it hasn't bloomed in the couple of years I've had it, so I'm hoping so. But let me see. Look how cute these little baby tulips are, guys. It's so cute, the full size, and then these little minis next to them, probably because those are the little small bulbs, but look how cute they are. They're so teeny. It's so cute. So sweeping over to this way, excuse my shadow, it is the morning light right now. I have another foxglove. I have my, what is that? Baptisia, which I thought I lost, but she's up, so hopefully that's something good. I put some petunias in here, my iris. I have a phlox in the back. Of course, my tulips. This is a Rebecca, I believe, or Echinacea. Phlox. My peony are really budding up. That guy, he is going to town. Look how tall he is. He's reaching for the sun over there. Because I want to hide this back here, again, I've seeded a lot of hollyhock, so we'll see if anything takes. I also have some taller seeds in the back on this side too, so I don't know what's going to pop up. We're just going to let Mother Nature decide for me, but I do have some tall snapdragons. I think they're called like a rocket. I think it's pink or white or something, but that's what these guys are right there, are that rocket snapdragons. And again, just have other things seeded, so we'll see what happens in this bed. Lots of petunia just to take in some story here. Lots and lots of not cosmos, California poppies, excuse me, lots of California poppies seeded in here and in here because I had them in there, so they seeded themselves. What's left of my tulips over here, this is my bed full of lily and iris from my neighbor. I didn't know what to do with all of it, so I just popped it on this side, and so that's where it's staying for the moment. And I'll put it out in the bed at some point, maybe in the year, when I figure out where I'm doing with it. And then I've got more petunias in here. I didn't have a great show this year. I don't know if the bed was too wet or if the squirrels got it, but I'll probably need to add more spring interest in here, maybe more hyacinths. I'm not really sure. But then I've got some perennials starting to really take in. So again, I've got some other version of a Rudbeckia or Echinacea here. I've got some daisies, some more daisies at the end, and then just filled in with some more lobelia and some petunia because I had a ton of that this year from seed. So hopefully this part of the garden really starts to look like something this year, because was not much to look at last year. And I'd like to put some frames up and put some lattice so that again it kind of hides my neighbor's stuff there. We're close, but I don't necessarily want to be that close. Not to his garage anyway. Sweeping over, this is my behind the scenes that needs to be cleaned up so badly. But then I have my little sweet area here where I have a couple of sweet pea plants that Birch Salt Kate gave me. This is her ranunculus that I got from her last year that I saved. And then in the front is some viola mix that I have started from seed. So I'm excited to see that kind of grow up on itself there. And it'll probably get moved, but right now that was just the easiest spot to keep it. Then we march over this way, and in this bucket is my clematis, which actually lived. I killed the first one, and this one I wasn't sure if she was coming back, but she's got buds, and I'm trying to train it up so that it gets higher up on the thing. But clematis, if you don't know, head in the sun, feet in the shade. So I've got some rocks that cover the base to help keep it shaded on the roots, but of course then get nice big full sun during the day, and hopefully she'll take off. That's my hope. I have some bulbs I put in here, not gladiolas, those were in the front bed. I don't think I put any gladiolas in the back, but I did put Blazing Star Lysianthus, and I'm saying that so wrong, I'm sure. I also have, what is that called? Lysianthus, I think, in here as well. Something I bought from the store. So a little bit more shaded from the morning sun, but a lot of viola, a lot of alliums, some aster, feverfew that made it through the winter. That's the feverfew. That's Rudbeckia echinacea. My tulips are just doing their thing before they're done. Love that. And then I've got lots of zinnia and cosmos all seeded in here to fill in, hopefully, and have just this lush thing of flowers this year. That's what I would like. I really like that cottage feel. I'm a little bit between cottage and more, not formal, but more controlled. But isn't that beautiful, guys? I love this color combination right now. I don't know that I intended it, but it is so pretty. And now you see how bright pink, very saturated that pink is. Whatever I add in here, I want it to complement. So nice. Here is the big thing going on this year. It's not done yet, but this is where the shed and the lean-to were, and we just got the lean-to all demolished and taken apart. And I have spent the last couple of weeks actually grading this down. So this is a step down. I've used a lot of the dirt coming out to level this area because it used to slope down a little bit, level that area over there. And basically this pit right here was smaller than I intended. So I'm going to actually gravel this area here, and this will now be our fire pit area. Isn't that so pretty? What I intend when you step down, I'm going to kind of come to the other side so you can kind of get a better picture of it. Try not to get the sun in the way. Yeah, you can see better. hopefully. So what I intend, there's a step there, there's a step there. What we're gonna do is plant some shrubbery like azalea or hydrangea or rhododendron, something that likes the shade. And then this little brick path that goes to nowhere, I'm gonna take some of this brick and brick that I have on the patio, and I think I'm gonna create more of a, sorry, almost fell, more of a stepway here. So, and this will be its own seating area, I think, and then I can plant around it, make it kind of its own cute little thing. So this will no longer be the fire pit. That will be this area right here. Coming this way, I have no intentions to make this a bed at the moment, but the tulips do their best life in this one, probably because I don't mess with it. Switching over, I've got some great lungswort here. It's really pretty when you look at the blooms as they bloom. They're like a pink and blue. Isn't that so pretty and speckled? She's pretty invasive though, so you got to be careful. You got to kind of watch her because she was not this thick before, but she's just taken off. My heuchera. My bleeding hearts, I've got the traditional and the golden. They're just not as big as other people's, and I don't know if it's something I'm doing right, something I'm doing wrong, but, well, not right, because they're not very big, but they've been in here over a year, so you'd think they're a little bit bigger this year, but they're not much. I've got some viola that self-seeded itself, happy about that. I lost my English daisy. I don't see her anywhere, but my primrose stuck around, so that's amazing. I love the pretty colors on that, so I hope it gets bigger. And then in the front here, I have lined it with viola, so a different kind than the kind that's next to it, but hopefully I want to fill it in with a lot of viola in this because I would love that as a spring interest, just full of pretty little spring flowers. My plantain lily is coming in. It's a variety of hosta. I took some Solomon seal from my neighbor. Then I have my astilbe. I wasn't sure, struggled a little bit. And then right behind it is a little bit of a peony that I also grabbed from my neighbor. Over here I have this struggle bussing dianthus, but she's trying, so I'm gonna give her a chance. My carpet phlox and my woo la la, who is already looking so beautiful this year. So beautiful already. I mean, that's easily getting close to 3 foot wide right there. Maybe a foot or so tall. So pretty, guys. But with this new bed, again, I'm gonna have some shrubbery right here. I might extend this bed this way. Like I might kind of just have kind of shady stuff that kind of fills in and again, makes this its own hideaway spot, take some chairs, bistro set or something. I think that'd be really pretty. And the grass struggles here anyway, so why not give it to some plants that would actually do well? But we're getting there. We are getting there. Let me show you a couple of fails. So I'm excited about this. They're really growing well. My hedge, probably almost a foot a year. I wish it'd go a little faster, but hey, there's some promise there. Don't know if I'm going to fill this area in at this point. I would love to put some arborvitaes back here. You see it's shaded now, mostly from my neighbors, but they're deciduous trees, so they go stark in the winter. So there's not a whole lot going on, and I'd like to have a little more privacy in the winter. But on this bed, I had put a rhododendron. It was gorgeous, gorgeous blooms. And something about the winter. This is it right here. Can you see it? How sad it is? But look at this beautiful flower. It's this like almost neon fluorescent purple. So beautiful. It is pushing new growth. So while she looks awful right now and probably won't bloom this year, I may move her to another area or just let her be and hope she makes it through. But there is new growth, so you can see she is growing. It's just, she had a rough winter. And then these were some little hosta babies that I got from my neighbor, so I popped them over here. But I'll probably move all this stuff at some point. But that poor guy, beautiful last year, had some good growth, and barely made it through the winter. Walking up my backside of my yard, I am creating just experimentally this year these you can't see them. We get a little bit closer. I have planted dahlia around these chairs. There's only one that got snapped, so I got to replace that, but I have lots of dahlia still in my greenhouse. And then what I'll probably do, even put more a secondary ring on the outside, so it's like this lush little sit room. I think that would look so cool. And it's not a full bed. It's not these, I have to dig dahlias up every year, so there's not an issue with this being permanent, because it's definitely not. The squirrels are chasing each other in the willow behind me, if you can hear all that chirping. I don't know, maybe I'm too close to babies or something. They are just going at it. But this year I'm hoping, sorry for the light, guys. See if I can kind of walk to the row. It's about 4 foot plus, but basically from about here all the way down, there's a walk space on the other side. This has been seeded with wildflowers, and I've also put some of the seeds I've started, which are strawflower and aster. And as I mentioned, any cosmos I'm getting out of here, I'm coming in and speckling in it as well. There's zinnia, cosmos seeds, all kinds of things in here. So I'm hoping, this is just a bare patch and it's nothing much going on in here. How beautiful would this be, having just some wispy flowers? Oh, sunflowers are in here if the squirrels haven't eaten the seeds. I'm trying to show them going all over the place. There's one right there. They are active this morning. There's like, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like at least 6 squirrels, guys, all right here. I don't know what is going on, but they are, they're like, she's never out this early. They don't know what to do with themselves. Oh my heavens, I've never seen so many squirrels in one spot. Sorry. So I cut this grass super low. I raked it really good. I sprinkled some soil, some wood chips to try and help it hold a little more moisture, because this area is right off this gravel, so it is not great stuff. So I'm hoping the wildflowers like poor soil, so that it'll just give me something here. And the willow does have a stilby and hosta, but I'm thinking now that I have created this section that I'm going to move that stuff to beds flanking it, and maybe the willow will be its own thing, because I put them there because that is a super wet area. Man, those squirrels, guys, I don't know if you can see them in camera, but it is crazy to watch them all just hopping around. You see that? Look at that. What is going on? I don't even know. It's so funny. Oh man. But maybe the willow should just be its own thing, and these maybe in a different bed. They won't compete so much for moisture with the hosta. So yeah, that is my gardens. I do actually help my neighbor with her little back garden over here as well. See if I can, we have some rocks we were moving this weekend and it is soaking wet. Oh, wait a minute. Hi, old man. Hello. He's coming to get some, look at this. Look at the rain we got. It's just soaking wet right there. That's why those plants are there, because they enjoy the moisture. But I think the willow still competes for that moisture. I'm hoping, we did a lot of trimming on their trees last year, so I'm hoping gives my willow a chance to fill in on this side. This is north facing, this is south facing, which is why it's so full. But I'm hoping now, with less blocking the light in the morning especially, that this side will fill in more. That's what I would love to see, a full willow. Let's see if I can show you her garden. So I help her weed. I have helped her move things around. She's like 88 years old. Her husband's like 94. They're amazing, like pseudo grandparents. But I've just helped her with maintaining some stuff. I've given her some daisies, some petunias. She has her own clematis. and some peony, and she's got some different hostas as well that I've helped her move around, because she used to garden a lot and it was all spread out, but now it's looking quite lush. And last year I helped de-weed her little iris patch over there, and it's looking really good this year too. So that's my pseudo unofficial bed. Oh, there's a squirrel. I don't think he saw old man was hanging out with me. Look at him. He's like, oh no, there's a cat there. Oh. And my old man's like, I am not trying to chase squirrels this morning. All right, you guys, look how beautiful this is. I'll try not to rock the camera too much. I'm not the most graceful person. It's just soaking wet. So kind of actually nice that I have boards here at the moment. Soaking wet. We got like 2 inches of rain. Squish, squish. Look how beautiful. So this will be a bed right there. And then again, shrubs and stuff right here. So this is going to grow quite a bit, but I've got to get gravel for the pit. I have to create, I've watched some videos, so I have to create something here because I want the fire pit to be as smokeless as possible. And so I've watched some stuff to do that. I just need to figure that out. And I think I'll probably put most of my chairs facing away from the pool. So again, we're not necessarily looking at them. Another reason the hedge needs to hurry up. But look how beautiful, guys. And then this is all got to get cleaned up. A lot of spring cleaning, but we're getting there. I just love this view. I hope you guys have a great rest of your May. Enjoy the garden videos you're watching. I know I'm watching all kinds. Watching Laura over there, and I think she's in Oregon, and Birch Salt. Kate, she's in Maine like I am. I'm in the upper part of southern Maine. So I garden in a zone, I believe it's either 5A or 5B. I'm in zone 5. So I'm a little bit behind my friend Kate. It's funny to watch her show me all her pretty bulbs and buds and flowers. And I'm like, next week, I'll have that next week or the week after. It's funny what a small difference that is. But enjoy your gardens, guys. Enjoy your weather. Have a great week. Let me also give you a quick little garden tour of my greenhouse. I hope I can build an actual greenhouse, but she's doing a good job. This is, I don't remember what the name of that plant is, but it's beautiful purple foliage once it gets going. We overwintered it last year. I won't do that again, but I've got, again, more dahlia, at least a good dozen more to put out in my little ring. This is my new rhododendron. And she's a little bit smaller, but she's supposed to have super dark blooms, like almost purpley black. So I'm excited to see those. And we have some peppers. My husband loves making hot sauce and doing things with peppers. I still have a ton of lobelia to utilize if I want. A ton of coleus, even though I gave away several already. I have lots of portulaca doing really beautifully well. These are something in the Echinacea or Rudbeckia, these two right here. Those are more petunias. Dahlia, dahlia, dahlia. Our little herbs. Snake plant. More petunias. And this is something like celosia / gomphrena. Don't know which one's which. I want to say this one's gomphrena. This one's celosia, just by the way their branching structures are. This is pincushion flower. So some of this stuff likes warmer weather, which is why it's not in the garden yet. So I wanted to make sure we were much closer to a good warmth so that everything was happy. But that's it, guys. That is total amount of things going on in the garden here. Christina Creatives.